I was cutting grass for 3 years, making $12 an hour. Why was I making $12 an hour?
You're inexperienced. You have to grow some experience in order to actually do what you're doing right now.
Because all I was doing was pressing a button and pushing a mower. That's why I was making $12 an hour.
And you were happy, you were content, because to you it was like easy work.
I wasn't happy and I wasn't content. But I was getting what I deserved because I was pushing a button and pushing a mower. So $12 an hour, that makes sense. I can make over $200 an hour. Why? I develop my skill set. I have more value to offer to somebody in developing my skill set.
Exactly.
Right? So now I'm no longer pushing a button and pushing a mower mindlessly, right? I'm actually providing value to people and helping them change their mood and showing how much a child can achieve in their life, as opposed to just pushing a button and pushing a mower. So I went from $12 an hour to now there's no ceiling on how much I can make in an hour because I developed my skill set.
You know
I learned more, right? We just said we learned more, right? We improved our knowledge, we improved our skills, and now we have more value to offer to people. So when your value increases, so does your income. So people complain like, oh, I'm only making $10 an hour at Dunkin' Donuts. Well, what are you doing for Dunkin' Donuts? You're hitting the coffee button and then serving somebody a coffee, which I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, right? But what is your job description, right? Your description is to, okay, serve somebody a coffee. So is that hard work? No, I don't think so, right? Maybe the hours are hard, but
learning it at first may not be easy, but within over time, it's like...
It's mindless.
Yes.
But we have to be adaptive as business owners. We have to adapt to a situation. If there's a problem with a dog, if there's a problem with the child, we have to come up with a solution. So when we went from doing mindless activity to then becoming solution oriented and solving people's problems
within a short time period,
that's when our income increased and our business increased. So when you go from being or doing mindless listen to this, y'all. This is crucial. When you change your life and you go from accepting doing the mindless activity to then saying, you know what? I want to be a problem solver. And when you start solving people's problems, your wealth will increase exponentially because now you're solving somebody's problem. Yeah, because the problem that you're solving is not that big of a problem. But if you want to increase your income, right, and do amazing things, you have to then solve a bigger problem.
I feel like I have something in my eye.
You're solving big problems.
Oh yeah, every day.
With your business.
Every day, any minute of the day.
This dog's throwing up. This dog's chewing this.
Let's figure that out. What's going on?
You know, you're potentially saving an animal's life.
Oh, for sure.
Right? I'm solving big problems. Right? So, bottom line is, you're not solving a big enough problem with your day-to-day job.
So if you're earning $12, $13, whatever it is, be happy and grateful that you are, you know.
Number one, I love that. Be grateful. Be grateful that you actually have a problem to solve for somebody.
You actually have a job.
Yeah,
you know?
You're actually solving people's problems. Like today, the guy made me a coffee and made her a coffee. Our problem was we didn't have enough energy at that time. So then the person behind the desk or the counter made us a coffee and solved that issue for us.
Exactly.
Right? We were hungry, so that was somewhat of a problem, right? And then the people at the restaurant solved our problem by making us burritos. Are those huge problems? No, because we could go a day without coffee and we can go a day without food. So if you're working in that type of food industry, you understand why you're getting paid what you're getting paid. But if you then think differently and say, hey, how big of a problem can I solve? Well then, that's when your income's gonna increase and that's when your life's gonna change, y'all.
I agree. When I walk in that door,
You have to solve a problem.
Exactly.
You have to come up with a solution.
Immediately. I don't know what I'm walking into. Maybe I might have a good day. Maybe I might have a bad day. But it's not always, beautiful rainbows or, rose petals walking through. It's not always that.
Rose petals with me, though. What do you mean?
With you, yes. But with work, that's what happens, being a business person. You don't know.
You start yourself bigger and bigger problems. So.
And sometimes you have to think about it quickly, but be smart about it and very wise about it. You can't just say something like that right away and no, it doesn't
Jump
work
to a
like
conclusion.
that. Really read it, have it digest a little in you to then figure out what you need to say and what you need to do. There's steps to this.
Yeah. And I'm trying to figure out, I'm trying to think for them that are watching, is everybody a problem solver? Is everybody supposed to be solution oriented?
No.
Or are there people that's supposed to do mundane tasks?
Well, this is why we have people that are employed.
This is why we have people that making us coffees, yeah.
This is why not everyone is built or, to do any of this kind of stuff that we do right now. It's not for everybody. You don't know until you actually put yourself in it. And then, with doing so, if you're successful, okay, then that was meant for you. And if you're not, then you're now realizing, okay, maybe this is not for me. Maybe I need to do something else, But it's worth the try.
Right.
But trying, that's where you get to where you get to sometimes.
And I think the number one thing, the most valuable gift or quality, maybe this is a skill. This is a skill that we have. The number one thing that we have is that we are solution oriented. So say something doesn't go our way, or say my business fails.
We figure something else out. We're not going to
we solve the problem.
Yeah.
What's the problem? Okay, I need to come up with another business idea or just do something different.
We're not just sitting on the couch and mourning about this.
And looking for that next stimulus.
Exactly. We're not just doing any of that kind of stuff. We are really just now figuring out another solution to go another route.
The other day, you had to make a phone call to a potential customer.
Yes.
And you did. And how'd that go?
That went well.
Right. That's what you have to do.
It went by me trying, me doing.
Who picked up the phone and called? Me or you? Okay, you did. Did your mom? No, you don't. No, mom's not here anymore. Uh-oh. Oh, Miriam. Oh, okay.
So it's not waiting for others to do it for you as well. That's also another thing.
Put your big boy, big girl pants on.
You don't wait for your uncle, your aunt, your mom, your dad. You don't wait for any of them to do what you need to get done.
Yeah. So
this is survival mode. This is adult stuff, survival mode.
But it's also entrepreneurial.
Oh, yes.
Very entrepreneurial, right? So you're a problem solver. You're not dependent on one thing, right? She's not dependent on her dogs because she also takes care of kids. So, and she's not dependent on the kids because she also takes care of dogs. Right? I could do personal training. I'm not dependent on personal training. But because I also watch kids and I take care of kids and I do youth coaching, right? So I have all of these different avenues that we can go. I also film, right? So when you're an entrepreneur, you're a problem solver, right? You think creatively and you're solution oriented.
And if you don't know what you are, then you need to take the time to actually sit down, write it down, figure out what are you into, what do you like to do,
What's your gift?
What is your gift
What's your
that
gift?
you were given?
Yeah.
If you don't know that, then that's something you need to do as of right now.
Yeah.
Sit down and think about it. And by yourself, not with anybody else.
Yeah.
It's you, yourself, and a piece of paper right in front of you with a pen. Writing what are your gifts, or what could be your gift that you're, you were born with.
Yeah. You're born with them. Yeah. What are your gifts? What did God give you? Right?
It really comes down to that. You know? And it's very simple. You just...
and then develop it, right?
Exactly.
Develop your gift.
It's pretty simple. People overthink it, and you shouldn't have to overthink it. It's really,
Yeah.
You know what it is.
Yeah.
Deep within yourself.
And I love that, all right, so Grant Cardone, I'm sure you guys know him, follow him. He said one thing to me. This was, probably around the time we met, maybe a little bit before. He said there's two types of people. There are people that retreat every day, they get up and they want to just chill and almost let
just waste their
life
time.
happen to them.
Yeah.
Waste their time. Let life happen to them. Those are the retreaters. And like he said, 99% of people in the world are like that. So they're waiting.
Well,
they're waiting to be told what to do, right? They're waiting to be told how to do things and how to think, right? Those people that like watch the news and like just absorb information. But then there's the other 1% of people,
and that is the employee mindset.
Right.
They're okay to be employed.
right? You're okay with being told what to do.
Exactly. That is the employee, not me, but
Right.
it's an employee mindset.
Right. And then there's the other 1%.
Yeah.
Are people that just take action and actually create things and give people a task, right? Like somebody that like us, right? Or like you, I'm sure, right? That enjoys the process of going out there and getting it done for yourself, making that phone call like Nida did, right?
It took experience though. I mean, I had to work somewhere to be able to get comfortable and to be able to do those kind of things that I'm doing right now as a business owner.
I'm glad you said that.
So it does definitely take experience. You need to build that before you actually become your own business owner of something,
Yeah, it takes time. Like I remember I had to work at a gym and I had to like make phone calls.
If it wasn't for that, like we wouldn't do what we would be doing right now.
Yeah, now I'm doing it myself. I'm making a call for myself, for my business, on my cell phone, just not at the desk at the gym, right? So, maybe you feel like you do need some experience. Then go get the experience and go work for a company. And then when you feel like you're ready, like I'm gonna go do this thing, then you go do that thing and you do it for yourself.
Exactly.
Because you worked at a hotel for dogs, you worked at a veterinary, a vet place, right? You got your experience. We got our experience, and then we said it's time to start building our own dream. Like I want to live my dream, dream life.
But it
our
wasn't
dream
only
life.
working with dogs. Like I had to build like that experience with also like
You're adaptable.
socializing with other people, and that
That's
took
huge.
me. Yes, and that took me to. I was working at a grocery store,
Mm.
and I met like I don't know a whole bunch of like hundreds of people a day, like, and it was just so that was something like that's where I got also experience to be comfortable talking with other people.
I think that's the number one skill too,
Oh, for sure.
other than being solution oriented.
Yeah.
Is being able to walk into a room and be able to talk to anybody about anything, right? Be able to listen, and then find out how you can help them. That's really it. You went to go take one of your friend's dogs to the hospital.
Yep.
And this lady starts talking to her, and then next thing you know, it's like, oh, this could be my client because I'm going to show you how I can help you. Or you're sitting at a gas station, whatever. You look around you, and then you start to solve the people's problems around you. How can you help somebody else around you? And you turn that into a business. That's your business. So we hope this maybe helped you guys think a little bit differently because that's what we're all about.
Yes.
We think differently. And we changed our mindset. When we changed our mindset, we changed our skill set, our life started to change.
I mean, don't
And
get
now
us
we're here.
wrong. We were scared to do these kind of things, but
I mean, it's not an easy thing.
no, it's not. But then we're just like, you know what? If we don't take this leap, if we don't do what we need to do right now, then we're never going to be able to get to where we want to get to,
Right.
or be able to do any of this kind of stuff.
Right. And we just got started. Like we're just getting started.
Yeah.
So, but we want to share our journey with you all. So, just change your mindset, change the way you think about things, start to develop your skill set.
Yes.
And start to solve bigger problems. When you start to solve bigger problems, your life begins to change. All right. And then you start to become one of that 1%, right? Somebody in that 1% category where you're not retreating anymore and you're not like waiting for life to happen. You can actually go create your life. I feel an immense amount of energy ever since we started doing this, or we started.
Oh yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, I know.
I mean, I'm not like pumped when I get out of bed. Like it's
the
hard
bed is
work.
Too comfortable. The bed is like.
Yeah, this shit's hard work as hell. It's hard work.
England.
You know, I'm gonna swear because I'm gonna be transparent with y'all. Just like this glass bottle, transparent, almost. But it's hard work. But then when you start to soak it all up,
And look back,
pumped
and
up.
it's all rewarding. When you look back, you're like, wow.
And we're still young. She's only 28, y'all.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I had to get her early. You know what I'm saying? Gentlemen, if you're retreating on a woman, stop retreating. Go get her. Okay. All right, y'all. Have a beautiful day.
Peace.
Peace.